So today I'll do the homework questions for you that we read or we asked you about the article we've read earlier. So the activity 2, so I'll today correct the answers for you. Locate words. Locate means find. Locate means find. Find words from the selection that can be classified under the following headings. Locate words from the selection that can be classified under the following headings. So those are 3 headings, and we need words to classify under them. And you still remember the article was about water pollution, and here I'll only show you the answers. So chemicals, we can talk about pesticide, fertilizers, and mercury. Now diseases, we can talk about typhoid, paratyphoid, and dysentery. Now microbes, we can talk about germs, Now activity 3, I asked you several comprehension questions, and here I'll show you the answer. So how many countries are there around the Mediterranean? There are, if you refer to the map, you will find about 13 countries. Now, in which continent? So here we can talk about 3 continents. They are Europe, Asia, and Africa. So Spain, France, Italy, and Greece in Europe. They all located around the Mediterranean Sea. Turkey, Syria, Lebanon, and occupied Palestine in Asia or Asia. So 2 pronunciation, Asia or Asia. Now Egypt, Libya, Algeria, and Morocco in Africa. Now, what can we say about pollution in Lebanon? It is located, so Lebanon is located in a danger area, Lebanon is located in a danger area. Now, what are the pollutants? What are the pollutants that endanger life in the Mediterranean Sea? And here we talk about several examples, and I'll show you the answer. So, oil, industrial waste, and sewage water. So, why is the problem of pollution in the Mediterranean very difficult to solve? Here we have 2 answers. The first one is too many countries are surrounding the sea, or the Mediterranean is a closed sea. And for the present perfect question, and you need this question when I ask you to identify the grammatical error. So I'll show you all the answers for these tense. So have seen, haven't had. Here have is a helping verb, while had is a main verb. Have visited, has passed, has been, haven't spoken, have for question tag, has quit, have gone, haven't delivered, and have told. Now, before I read the new article about a very well-known singer, let me also answer the listening comprehension question. Here, I asked you to fill in the box with words from the dialogue, and here I'll only show you the answers. So, neighborhood, take, relax, graduate, and agency. Now here, I asked you to choose the correct answer. We have multiple questions, and here we have 3 choices, and you can choose the correct one. So I won't read them. I'll only give you the answers, so you can write them down in your notebooks. So the first one, he'd like to work at a hotel. 2, computer science. 3, she received a scholarship. 4, at a restaurant. 5, he works long hours. And now I'll show you the conversation in case you didn't understand while you were listening. So, and you can read it and listen it again if you want. So, yes, this is the conversation, the second conversation. You can have a screenshot and listen again to these dialogues, either with low speed or normal speed. So it is your choice. Now, I'll start with you reading comprehension for today, lesson 7, الدرس السابع, page 248. But I chose another article for you about Elvis Presley because the article in your book is very difficult. So I chose the same heading but another article. So you can open your book on page 248 and compare the information. So today the unit is music, and today you will read the story of a celebrity. The story of a celebrity. So what is the meaning of a celebrity? Celebrity means a well-known person, very famous person. So who is he? He is the singer. We can say the singer, the musician, the actor, the entertainer, the performer, Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley. So who is Elvis Presley? Where is he from? What did he do? And why he was a celebrity? So first of all, let's have a look on the photo of this singer. So you can here have a look and know before we read the information about the most important stages in his life. So this is the photo of Elvis Presley in the year 1955 when he was about 20 years old. Now, Elvis Presley, also known simply as Elvis. So Elvis Presley, so the first name Elvis, the surname Presley, and also known as Elvis, was an American singer and actor. We can say that he was also a musician, a performer. So he had many skills. So first of all, he is American. So his nationality is American. What did he do? He was a singer and an actor because he died. I say he was because he died. So his job was a singer or actor or musician. So he did many jobs. Now, regarded as one, so he is considered as one of the most significant, most important cultural icons of the 20th century. Why? Because he was the king of rock and roll. The king of rock and roll. So what do we mean by rock and roll? Here I have some words with their definitions for you in order to memorize them or learn them by heart for your oral exam. Pay attention, dear student, 7th graders, learn and memorize these words, these keywords from the article. I've done everything for you. I didn't ask you to look up the meaning of these words in a dictionary. I only need you to memorize them with their definitions. So the first one, rock and roll, rock and roll. So as you can see, he was a rock and roll. He was the king of rock and roll. So it is a type of dance. You can look at the movement of his feet. So it's rock and roll, as you can see here in the photo. So rock and roll, a style of popular dance music. So dance music that began in the 1950s in the US, so namely in the middle of the last century. So a popular dance music, rock and roll is a popular dance music. And here we have a photo of Elvis Presley in 1956 when he was 21 years old. Now, 2, Mississippi. And here is the pronunciation for you, Mississippi. So it's one of the states of United States. Mississippi, as you know, dear students, in grade 7, United States contains about 50 states, and Mississippi is very famous for its Mississippi River, which is on its western border. So here, Mississippi is a state in the United States, and it is in the southeastern of US, on the Gulf of Mexico. Now, church. All these words you are going to read about them in the article. So please pay attention to the definitions in order to understand the article. So church, it's a place where Christian people, a place where Christian people worship Allah. So it's a place for Christian people. Now, when we talk about, as we have mosques, while in Christianity they have a church. So it is a building for Christian religious activities. Now, choir. So here we are talking about a singer. And here we are talking about the beginning of his career as a singer. So here choir means a group of people, for example, a group of students in school or a group of people in church who sing together. Pay attention, they sing together. So they are called a choir, for example, in a church. Now, another state that is located in the southeastern of US is Tennessee. So as I've just told you, in the United States, we have about 50 states. Mississippi is one of them, and here we are talking about another one, which is Tennessee. And here we are talking about places where this famous singer lived. So Tennessee, a state in the southeastern US. Now, record is something like a CD or DVD where music or songs are stored. So record, a round flat piece of black plastic on which sound, especially music, is stored. Record. 7. Hit. Here I am not talking about earthquakes that hit or hurricanes that hit cities. I am talking about something which is a great success, something that has become a great success. So it is not the meaning that you all know, hit, as a verb. Here it is a noun used for something which became a success, hit. Now, RCA, the radio, they are the beginning or the initial letters. They are the initial letters of these three words. The Radio Corporation of America. The Radio Corporation of America. Now, sensation, very important word in this article. So, our singer was a sensation. So, when someone causes a lot of extreme excitement or interest, we call this a sensation. So, our singer was a sensation at a definite stage in his life, sensation. Pay attention to the correct pronunciation of these words. You can use low speed in order to listen several times if you find any difficulty, dear students. Now, draft into, to consecrate one into military service, Now, movies means films. Now, performer. Our singer was a performer. So that means he had many skills, many talents, many hobbies. So performer, singer, entertainer, or dancer, performer. Now, dead, because he died, so we need this adjective, dead, no longer alive. Now, Graceland, this is the name of his villa, of his palace. So what is the meaning of a Graceland? It's a mansion, very large. So mansion here is explained here in front of you. Mansion is a very large house, something like a villa or a small palace. So Graceland, which is the name of his house, and Graceland means a mansion. And this mansion of Elvis Presley, Graceland, is the home or the house owned by the singer Elvis Presley, and it was built on land of about 13.8 acre in Memphis. So what is Memphis? Memphis is one of the largest cities in Tennessee. So Tennessee is a state in United States, as you can see here, United States. And Memphis is one of the largest cities of this state. So, what's Graceland is a mansion on a 13.8 acre in Memphis, Tennessee, United States, once owned by the singer and actor Elvis Presley. Now, as I told you, mansion, a very large house, a very large dwelling house. Now, fatal illness or accident that causes someone to die. So, fatal illness or accident that causes death. Now, let's read the article about the most important dates, the most important stages in the life of this important singer. So, first of all, Elvis Presley, as I told you in the beginning, is called the king of rock and roll. And we told you that rock and roll is a kind of dance, music dance. So he was the king of rock and roll, and he was American. And this started in America in the middle of the previous century. So he is called the king of rock and roll by millions of people around the world. Now Presley, let's talk about the birthplace. Pay attention, dear student, the birthplace. And here I ask you, where was Presley born? So in the exam you may be asked this question, where? So if I ask you where, you tell me about the place, and here it is Tupelo, pay attention, Tupelo, and this is one of the cities of the state of Mississippi. So Tupelo, Mississippi. And when? If I ask you when, so you give me the date of his birth, and definitely January 8, 1935. Now if I ask you to tell me about when and where was he born, when and where, so in this case you give me the place of birth, which is Tupelo, Mississippi, and the date, which is January 8, 1935. Now let's give you a little details about his family. So his family was poor. So here we are talking about the conditions of the conditions of his childhood. So his family was poor. So what does that mean? Poor means that someone who doesn't have a lot of money. So poor, you don't have a lot of money. His family was poor. And they were religious. So pay attention. I may ask you a question about this information. So his family was poor and religious. So religious, those people who strongly believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They obey the rule of their religion. And here I am not talking about Muslims, of course. I am talking about Christian people. Now, as a young boy, so we are talking here about his childhood. As a young boy, he sang in the local, as I told you earlier, he sang in the local church choir, and learned to play the guitar. So he became a musician. So the first step in his life to become a singer was in the church, when he participated with others in the local choir, those people who sing together in a church. And here I have a photo for you in the about the small house where Elvis Presley was born on January 8, 1935. So this is a photo of his house, and here this place has become very famous, and all people all around the world visit this place after he died. So it is a small house because they were a poor family, and it is located in Mississippi and definitely in Tupelo, a city in this state. So this is a photo of his house where he was born. Now another paragraph, or the second paragraph. So here we are talking about another important stage in his life when they moved to Memphis, Tennessee. So he was born in Tupelo, Mississippi. And his family, because of their circumstances at that time, or social conditions, they decided to move to Memphis, Tennessee in 1948, and at this time he was 13 years old. So there he graduated from high school He finished his study, and after that, he didn't start as a singer. He worked as a truck driver. Very important piece of information about his life. So he didn't start directly in Memphis, which is the largest city in Tennessee, but he worked as a truck driver. Now, another important stage, and definitely in 1953, when he was about 18 years old, he made a record for his mother. So he made a record for his mother at a local recording studio. Now, after 1 year only, he made his first single record. So this is very important date in his life. In the year 1954, he made the first single record. And it was a big hit. And hit here means a great success, as I told you when I explained the meaning of the vocabulary. So hit was a great success, very important success for him with local people. After that, he started singing and he made a tour. So he moved to another place and he moved to the south. So he made a tour in the south and then started recording for RCA Records. And here is a photo of Memphis, Tennessee, where his family moved. So Memphis, Tennessee, in front of your very brilliant city, and it is one of the largest cities of Tennessee. Now another paragraph. Let's read here about something happened when he did his military service. So Presley's musical style was a combination of African and American music. So it was a mix of African and American music. So by the 1956, he had become a worldwide singing sensation. And I told you, sensation means someone who had a lot of interest by people, So he also starred. So as I told you, he was also an actor, and he starred in over 30 movies. So he was the hero of more than 30 movies. Elvis was drafted, very important date in his life, when he was asked to join the United States Army in Germany between the year 1958 and 1960. So he was asked to join the army for 2 years, and that was in the year 1958. And he started recording again after he came back. In 1973, he gave up. What is gave up? Gave up means stopped making movies and touring to be a nightclub performer. So here he became a performer at nightclub. And this is a photo of him between the year 1958 and 1959 when he was doing his military service in Germany. So he was asked to join the United States Army at this date, and here is a photo while he was reading a letter. So you can see this photo. Now, the last paragraph, on August, his life was very short. He only lived 42 years, so he died in 1977. So he was born in 1935, and he died in 1977. So he only lived 42 years. So his life was very short, and he was found dead in Graceland. His Memphis mansion. Why? Nobody heard first about his death, because he died because of a fatal heart attack. And you know, dear student, this happens when we have a blockage in a vessel or vein, blood vessel or vein. We have a blockage, so blood can't move around the body. Or when we talk about a segment or a death, when we talk about a death of a segment or part of the heart muscle, and here someone dies quickly and in a few seconds before anyone can help him or save his life. So it was a fatal heart attack that caused his death at the age of 42 and at in the year 1977. So his music is still popular, and thousands of people visit Graceland each year, as I told you in the photo above. And here is a photo of his mansion, Graceland. So this place, this house is called Graceland, and it is a mansion in Tennessee, and all people visit this place till this day. And here we have some activities for you. Only you will answer them as a homework. So I read them quickly, and later I'll give you the answer. So answer the following questions. What kind of family did Elvis come from? When did Elvis join the United States Army? How did he first begin his singing career? What did he die from? Now, activity 2, write true or false, but please, dear students, pay attention. Then correct the false statements. In the exam, correct the false statements. So, Elvis died when he was 42 years old. He starred in 130 films. Elvis' home is called Graceland. Before becoming a star, he worked as a taxi driver. Pay attention, taxi driver. Now, use contextual clues, and they are yellow shaded in the text. Use contextual clues to figure out the meaning of, to know the meaning of each word in order to be able to fill in the spaces with them. Be in the text below, in the box below, then fill in the blanks or the spaces with the correct words to complete the following sentence. So, poor, hate, tour, give up. And you need to fill in these spaces with one of these words. Sarah, her job, and started writing. We had a guided of the museum. She had a big with her first album. He comes from a family. Thank you very much for watching. See you later. Goodbye for now. And do your homework. Thank you.